At the last round of the Porsche Carrera Cup, there was total chaos. This is going to hurt, that's nasty. Big lose from on board. Down the inside, there's contact made and around they go. Stay done for Brenton Ramsey. Time to bail out, Nick Foster's on fire. All of this through the championship in the air. Now we arrive at Townsville with the 5-time series champion fighting to regain his title. There's about to be a street fight in the Porsche Carrera Cup. Hi everyone and welcome to Reed Park in Townsville, round 4 today of Porsche Carrera Cup Australia. It's a return for the championship to a V8 Supercars Championship weekend. Since we last saw them at the Clipsal 500 in Adelaide, they've been to Albert Park in Melbourne, they've been to Phillip Island for a Pro-Am Enduro weekend, and through it all, in front of the championship, it's Warren Luff. But how about this? Craig Baird, the reigning champion in car number 1, has not won a round of Porsche Carrera Cup Australia in a full 12 months. Last time he won was here on the streets of Townsville last year. Warren Luff leads the points, Stephen Richards sits second. It's bound to be a big weekend here in Townsville.
It was all smiles for Craig Baird here last year, dominating on a street circuit that had previously proved difficult to tame. Given he's struggled to claim a round win since, there's perhaps no better place for the defending champion to rekindle that pace.
I've got to work pretty hard now to make sure I get to the front of the championship by the end of the year. So sometimes it's hard. I've been in the situation where you're sort of out front and you think you've got a big points gap, but it can turn very, very quickly. So I know this time I'm on the chase, and when you're on the chase, you've got less to lose. So we'll just push on and see what happens.
Warren Luff got his championship off to a solid start in Adelaide and continues to lead the championship. He's vowed to continue to push hard regardless of the consequences.
Best way that we can, I suppose, consolidate our lead is keep winning races. We've had some fantastic speed so far this year, and for us, the plan is to go out there and keep winning races. We're not trying to sort of conserve that lead or do anything like that. There's so much racing to go between now and the end of the year. So now is not the time to start trying to sort of be a little bit conservative. We're just got to keep winning races, keep building that points lead, and see where we are at the end of the season.
Second in the championship, Stephen Richards hasn't had a great track record at Townsville, but armed with a new car this year, he's confident of a breakthrough.
It's definitely suiting me a little better, and I've got a really good understanding of it now. We've done enough testing in this car to know what to do to get the things out of it that I want when I'm driving it. So I really think, we should go okay this weekend.
Stephen Grove has reason to be full of confidence this weekend. Not only did he win the recent Pro-Am round at Phillip Island with Scott McLaughlin, he now becomes the elite championship leader and moves to 7th overall in the championship.
Phillip Island was super. And to work with a guy like Scotty and get the experience, the professionalism, the things we learned for qualifying and the things we learned setting the car was just awesome. To go to a race and win the weekend overall is something that's very hard for us as elite guys, bordering on impossible because of the professional guys we've got up at the front end. So to get a crew together and to work together and to put it all together, it was just really special.
Veteran Mark Sini racks up a series milestone this weekend as the first driver to make his 200th Porsche Carrera Cup start. He's also picked up some tips racing Carrera Cup in France as a support race to the Le Mans 24-hour.
To get a gig at Le Mans, firstly, is probably the biggest bucket list tick anyone can get. Incredible circuit, probably not as difficult as I expected it to be, but very difficult to get a good time out of it because it's so long. And just the experience of being there and with the history that goes along with it was just fantastic.
Also showing improved pace in her second year in the championship is Renee Gracie, who collected 3rd at the last round in the Phillip Island Pro-Am race.
I'm so much more comfortable this year coming back into a car, coming back to tracks that I know, obviously being around all the guys, I'm familiar with them. So I guess I have a lot more confidence. I guess it's just me as well. I've just clicked. I can kind of start to feel the car underneath me. I'm starting to push it to the limits and really understand and feel the car. So I guess it's a bit of everything, and obviously my learning's always going to improve.
The man making speed, though, in qualifying. The Tag Heuer Pole Award goes to Michael Patrizzi. He's first in 3 years and in a brand new car this weekend. Just 2/10 cover the top 6 cars on the grid. Stay with us. All the action from Race 1 in Townsville when we come back.
This is round 4 of the Porsche Carrera Cup. Craig Baird only managed to qualify 8th on the grid, and it was Michael Patrizzi who would start from pole for the first time this year.
Off and running, race 1, down towards turn 1, and Alex Davison's alongside me, but it's the pole man, Michael Patrizzi. He's made the best jump, he's in the best spot.
He got a great start, and Luffy will be trying to pull him behind him here and not get stuck on the outside. Shay Davies down the inside, and contact with Sam Power and Nick Foster.
Look at the bunch up turn 2, it's so busy. We're on board here with Nick McBride in the Bob Jane T-Mart's car. There's Craig Baird. He had a little problem in qualifying, but he's starting to fight back.
Yeah, evidently Craig had a gear position sense of failure in qualifying, which is never a good thing, so he'll be working to move forward, but difficult to pass on these street circuits. Michael Armand having a spin there, got going again with no contact or damage.
Back to the front, it's Patrizzi from Luff, and that is McBride pulling off and retiring, so he hasn't even made it half a lap, and his day's done in the Sonic Porsche.
Yeah, we haven't seen what happened there, but he's getting out of the car quick smart.
Oh, Maury Pickering in the Finance Easy car down at turn 2. This is on board with McBride on replay. That's Shay Davies making a nice move down the inside for 3rd spot.
Very good move.
Sam Power out wide there.
Still nothing too exciting happening yet. Maybe it was just a mechanical failure. It doesn't look like he's had any major damage. Oh,
there's the contact.
Too soon.
Michael Armand around the outside, little bit of a touch on the way through, and it's damaged the number 77 Porsche and McBride with his hand in the air to indicate to all behind that he's got a drama and he will be a retirement.
So Patrizzi, Luff and Shay Davies out front, and Steve Richards moving forward from his 7th position start, and he's up the inside of Nick Foster coming out of the last corner.
Richards has got plenty of car speed, 2nd in the championship coming into this round, but he's never finished on the podium in Townsville before. He's trying to right that wrong, and he started his move forward. He's been a busy guy lately. He's been at the Le Mans 24 Hour. He's driving a GT Lamborghini here this weekend. He's driving more now than he did when he was full-time in V8.
Yeah, he's doing plenty of driving. Here we go, replay of Steve getting past Nick Foster. Bit of a cheeky nudge up the behind there, and he'll get a good run out of the last corner.
On board with Craig Baird, watching Sam Power put a move on Nick Foster. That's the fight for 5th place just up in front. So the 5-time series champ, the veteran of Porsche racing, watching 2 of the young guns really starting to have a great scrap. And this Foster car caught fire in the last round at Phillip Island. Great job from the Sonic team to have it up and running again this weekend. But Sam Power looks really strong too.
He's got plenty of pace, and he's working hard to try and find a spot on Nick Foster, who's falling back a little bit from that leading pack, but Craig Baird will be loving seeing these guys go hammer and tongs.
A bit further back in the pack, this is Mark Sini in the Hallmark Porsche, one of the elite class drivers, chasing Ash Samadi and being chased by Rene Gracie.
Rene Gracie's been showing great improvement lately and really taking the fight up to these guys who will have a lot more experience. Too wide through this part of the track. She's offline in the marbles. Not a good place to be, but keeps it off the wall. Well done. On board with the 5-time series champion, Craig Baird. He's still watching these young guys in front of him racing really hard. Sam Power up the inside again. He'll try and make it stick this time. And you can notice he really parked at mid-corner there and made sure Nick Foster couldn't get the over and under on him. That was a really good job. He learnt from his first mistake. And we'll see now if Sam can clear out in front.
Stephen Richards closing in here on Shay Davies for 3rd spot, past half-race distance, and the Red Bull Racing Australia Endurance V8 driver is zeroing in on the young Queenslander, and he's just showing the nose, but he's got car speed, and Shay knows it here too.
And you can see he showed him the nose, and it had exactly the desired effect. Shay Davies in the mirrors a little bit too much there, not concentrating, and ran a little bit wide, allowing Steve through.
Replay here, Alex, of James Bergmuller in deep at turn 2, loses the rear. Shane Smolden takes avoiding action, and 2 of the elite class drivers have a little bit of a drama. Great drive, though, from Michael Patrizzi. Brand new car this weekend, pole position, and he's going to lead it home, lead every single lap. He will pick up his first race win of the season in Porsche Carrera Cup, his first since midway through last year, and that's a nice way to start his round 4 here in Townsville. Warren Luff, the points leader, home in 2nd spot. Stephen Richards, a nice fight back from 7th to 3rd. Then Shay Davies. Craig Baird crosses the line in 7th spot. Roger Largo picks up the elite class, but it's Michael Patrizzi who is on top. Stephen Grove continues his great form. He rounds out the top 10, but it's a very happy Western Australian who's picked up the win.
Well, Michael, a result perhaps not a lot of people expected given what happened to Phillip Island and now with a new car.
Look, just what a great feeling. I spent 2 weeks with my uncles putting this thing together, and we've done 12, 15-hour days, 7 days a week, and it was hard work the last couple of days getting through it, and we're here and we're winning, so yeah, winners are grinners.
There's plenty more action after the break as we check out all the highlights from race 2. You're watching the highlights of the Porsche Carrera Cup from the streets of Townsville. After his emotional victory in race 1, Michael Patrizzi was eager to build on his momentum, but he would have the 2 championship combatants hot on his heels, ready to pounce should he make a mistake.
Slow start from Warren Luff. The points leader is under fire. Patrizzi's clear. Shea Davies going the long way around, and Stephen Richards making ground as well. Turn 2 awaits. And look at that. Nick Foster goes the long way around. Sometimes that's the best option to take because the middle lane gets chocked up with traffic.
You never want to be 3 wide though, but they all got through turn 1 safely. Steve Richards up the inside of Luff. He's really moved forward from his 7th place starting position in race 1. He's now moved up 5 spots, which is no mean feat.
Now Shea Davies trying to go the long way around. Nick Foster, he won't be able to do that. He slots back into line. Sam Power next, then it's Baird, then Padiachi, then Michael Arman, but Patrizzi has got margin on this opening lap on cold tyres.
And Davies defending heavily over Sam Power there, zigzagging all over the place.
Riding on board, car number 1, Craig Baird with plenty going up in front. Shea Davies with a lock-up, putting the pressure here on young Sam Power from South Australia for Team BRM. This is effectively the ride that Nick Percat had last year with this team. Baird is getting down. He's in the gap, and he's looking a little stronger this weekend than he has in some previous rounds this year, Alex, but still doesn't have the pace of Luff and Richards, the guys who are scoring the big points.
It's so strange seeing Craig Baird qualifying 7th or 8th on the grid, and in that first race, I'm sure he didn't move forward as far as he would have liked, but definitely improved pace this weekend, being fastest in practice, and he'll be trying to get up to these front guys and have a bit of fun.
Oh, Richard showed the nose. Patrizzi tried to cover, and he locked the right front. Michelin tyre on the run into turn 2, so Richards has got real speed here, and Patrizzi knows it. He's pushing really, really hard. Now, turn 3, this is the run back to Reed Park. He's locked it up again. He's down the escape road, and he'll need to do a 3-point turn here.
Michael just getting a bit ragged as soon as Steve started putting pressure on him there, but now we've got Steve Richards out in front with Warren Luff putting pressure on him. This race just isn't slowing down.
Nick Foster, Shea Davies, couple of the young stars of Carrera Cup, and Craig Baird is right with them. The reigning champion in car number 1. We'll see him in the V8 Supercars again later in the year for the Erebus team. Davies with a late move, but a good move in the gap and through.
Very late move there, and Nick Foster being very clever and just giving him space because Shea was coming through either way, but both these young guys, very hard charges, so expect to see some fireworks here.
Shea Davies drives for McElrea Racing. His teammates with Warren Luff finished 6th in the championship last year. We ride again on board with car number 1, the Bonaire in-car camera with Craig Baird. Flat strap through turn 1, paddle shift gearbox for these new Porsches, and he's looking menacing as well.
Yeah, he's trying to put the pressure on Nick Foster. He'll be so keen to get through these guys to give himself a better starting position in the next race. I mean, he'll be so keen to get up with Warren Luff and Steve Richards to try and get to the front of the pack in that next race.
He has had a race win this year down at Phillip Island with Max Twigg, the reigning elite class champion, but it's been a long time between drinks in terms of overall round honour. Shea Davies, he's had a tough start to the year. Lots of speed in Adelaide, had some dramas. Then the car was crashed by his co-driver at Phillip Island, so he's certainly out of the championship contention. He's just looking for strong results.
Nick Foster making a mistake through the chicane. Craig Baird getting a good run on him through turn 10. He'll be looking for a move up the inside into turn 11 here. Maybe a little bit too far back. Keeping the pressure on, though.
A bit further back in the pack, this is Stephen Grove in The number 4 car, he leads the elite class. Here are some more of those runners. Roger Largo in the black Porsche, Tony Bates in 24, and then James Bergmuller. And the fight within the elite class for amateur drivers, it's just as entertaining as up the front.
And if you think these guys don't take the elite class win just as seriously as the pro guys take their overall victory, you'd be very wrong. These guys are fighting tooth and nail to try and hold that elite class trophy every weekend.
Roger Largo, 2-time Porsche GT3 Cup champion. He's off to the Spa 24 Hours soon to drive a Lamborghini with Stephen Richards and Steve Owen.
And final lap for Stephen Richards. Only 2 corners left for him to get around. Warren Luff in second place, but he's too far back to really launch any sort of attack on Steve Richards now.
Richards has made a statement in this race. He was low on the grid in qualifying for race 1. He charged his way through. He took the lead for Michael Patrizzi, and he picks up his second race win of the 2014 Porsche Carrera Cup. He looks really menacing. He's coming on strong at the midpoint of the season. Luff is home in second spot. Shea Davies is a solid third. Craig Baird, home in fifth. He continues to chip away and improve, but Stephen Richards, that is a real statement for his championship. He had a drama at Phillip Island when his co-driver was involved in a drama, but that is a great way to fight back. Stephen Grove, he wins the elite class and rounds out the top 10 overall.
When we come back, it's the third and final race from Townsville. This is round 4 of the 2014 Porsche Carrera Cup Australia. After his win in race 2, Stephen Richards was in the perfect position to gain back valuable points on the series leader, Warren Luff.
It's all square. Final race will decide it here in Townsville, and Stephen Richards, the race 2 winner, makes the best jump. Luff slots in a second spot. Nick Foster is third on the run through turn 1, and Alex, basically winner take all for the round in this final race.
Yeah, Luffy's struggling to get off the line this weekend, but did a very good job to get to the inside line there and slot in behind Stephen Richards.
On board with Craig Baird, Davies in front, Nick Foster. They're arguing over third spot at turn 3.
Oh, too wide through turn 3. That's always a bit sketchy. Davies now set for the outside run into this next complex. Look how close these guys are running. Davies blinks first and gives Nick Foster a bit of space.
Right decision from the Nouveau Construction driver. Look at this, Duvish and Padiacci off the road. VIP Pet Foods Porsche is in the tyre wall, and there's contact with Nick McBride. He has had a shocking weekend. Nothing has gone right.
Here we go. Oh, McBride up the inside. It's not really an overtaking move there. And luckily, there's a nice thick tyre wall there, cushioning the blow for Duvish and Padiacci. But still considerable damage to his shiny new 911.
Great fight here between Foster and Sam Power, who's going for the big move at turn 2, stops the car, turns it, gets the move done, but Foster, he can get on the throttle early. He's back down the inside.
These guys continuing their battle from race 1. And contact into turn 4, that's awkward, but they both scramble through side by side into the turn 5-6 complex here. These guys want to beat each other. There's a little bit of aggro creeping into this fight now, I can see.
Power gets the spot. He had to work hard for it. A bit further back in the pack, Roger Largo, Tony Walls, Renee Gracie in the Fujitsu Porsche, and of course Walls and Gracie part of the McElrea racing team that also run Warren Luff and Shea Davies, who jump on board with the second-year Carrera Cup driver. And Renee had a great weekend at Phillip Island where there was a lot of madness going on, and she kept her head, and her co-driver Tim Miles did a nice job too, but she's moving closer here. Her pace off the leaders is about a second away, which is an improvement from this time last year.
Yeah, she's improving in leaps and bounds and does a fantastic move up the inside of her teammate Tony Walls there. The McElrea racing crew will be nervous watching this one because you never want to see 2 team cars crashing into each other. But that was a nice, clean, well-executed move there.
Craig Baird, position 4. Shea Davies up front, who's actually closed in here a little on his teammate Warren Luff. Stephen Richards has been able to skip away. The laser plumbing and electrical car is really hooked up this weekend. Davies showing the nose, having a little bit of a loop. Luff moves across and there's contact between them.
There's contact between the teammates. We were just talking about teammates crashing into each other. And we've got two McElrea team cars taking each other out there. Looks like Luffy's left front steering is broken.
Let's have a look again, Alex, on the replay. Davies down the inside. The right front's locked at the point of contact, but there's the damage. Right front on Luff's car. Small tap and touch. It's busted. He is out of the race, and that will cost him massive points to Stephen Richards.
Yeah, championship leader out of the race. That's a big deal. But Craig Baird through on Shay Davies now. He's limping home, Shay, and in the pits.
In fact, he's not limping home. Just heard from race control, Alex. He's picking up a pit lane penalty. Final turn, Stephen Richards lights ablaze. He is going to break the drought. Stephen Richards wins round 4 of Porsche Carrera Cup. 2 race wins from 3 races. That's a really big statement in this championship.
Great drive from Michael Patrese coming from 14th on the grid after running up the escape road in that second race, getting back up to 4th position.
Stephen Grove, winner of elite class for the race and the weekend. For the round overall, though, Richards finally wins one. Baird is second. Sam Power, his first podium result in Porsche Carrera Cup on a big weekend of racing.
Stephen Richards, that smile is beaming. You got that round win. Well done.
Yeah, finally. Geez, it's taken a while. Been close a few times. It feels like this big gorilla's jumped, not a monkey, a gorilla has jumped off my back. You know, it's one little step by step, and there's still a few rounds to go, and we're looking pretty good.
And he is right in the game. It is all tied. It's all square. Even on points, Warren Luff and Stephen Richards. Craig Baird is still in the game in 3rd. Power and Foster round out the top 5. And Stephen Grove leads the way in the elite class. But 25 rounds winless. Number 26 worked out pretty well. Stephen Richards picks up his first round win in Porsche Carrera Cup Australia. Next round takes us to Sydney Motorsport Park, late August out at Eastern Creek. It is set to be a big weekend. Thanks to Alex Davison and the whole team, I'm Aaron Noonan. We'll see you next time with the Porsche Carrera Cup.